Hi, I'm Captain Steve. Welcome to Smart Boating's Basic Rules of the Road. In this course, we'll give you an overview of the rules of the road that all recreational boaters should be aware of. We won't, however, get into all of the rules, since nearly all recreational boaters will almost never be exposed to the depth that such a course would cover. But we will expose you to the everyday situations and discuss how to handle them, like which vessels have the right-of-way over others, how navigation lights are used, fog signals, and so much more that will have you boating both safe and smart. So, let's cast off together and head bow first into Basic Rules of the Road. The Coast Guard has established and published an extensive set of rules for navigating and avoiding collisions on both inland and international waters. They're designed to cover every situation, and they do a pretty good job of establishing blame when things go wrong. And the only way for things to go wrong is to break the rules. The best way to keep yourself out of trouble, then, is to know the rules and how they pertain to your boat.
There are basically two sets of rules, inland and international. The lines that separate inland from international are called lines of demarcation and are not as far offshore as the term international implies. Some may be right at the entrance to your harbor, others may be a ways offshore. The lines can be seen on your chart, and their boundaries are also published in the back of the navigation rules book that we've included in your course. As most of your boating, but I stress not all, will be enjoyed on our country's inland waters, we'll focus on those rules to get you started and safe. Besides, the rules parallel each other pretty closely, and in most cases, only the wording gets changed.
What certainly stays consistent between the international and inland sets of rules is the rule regarding safe speed. Here's how it's stated in the book. You are required to maintain a safe speed so that you can take proper and effective action to avoid collision and be stopped within a distance appropriate to the prevailing conditions and circumstances. Now notice how they stop short of saying exactly what speed is the safe speed. That's because you're supposed to constantly evaluate the current conditions and make a determination of what safe speed is for yourself. Now there are several things that you should take into account when making your evaluations of what safe speed is. Let's go over some of them. The state of visibility. Obviously, you can go faster outside the fog than when you're in the thick of it. Also, slow down as you approach the fog, as you don't know what may be inside the fog bank ahead of you. Once inside the fog, a good rule of thumb for cruising is to ensure that you can stop in at least half the distance of the visibility. That may sound like a lot, but there are times when the fog gets so thick that you can barely see beyond your bow. When in doubt, slow down further or stop completely and wait it out. The density of the traffic around you. You don't want to run a slalom race through the annual Memorial Day boat parade. Speeding past the line of boats heading out the channel won't win you any popularity contests either. Your boat's maneuverability, with special consideration to the turning ability and stopping distance. Some boats turn better than others, and some stop better. Operate your boat according to its handling limitations. At night, the presence of shore lights, or lack of, and backscatter from your own lights. If you're in an enclosed pilot house with the lights on, your visibility will be considerably reduced due to the glare coming from your windows. Turn the lights down or off and you can see out better. And if you're approaching a city at night, all those lights reflecting on the water will make channels and harbor entrances, buoy lights, all very difficult and sometimes impossible to see. Clearly a good reason to slow down. The wind, sea, and current conditions. No sense beating your boat to death in rough seas just to make it home on time. Slow down and the ride will be considerably easier on you and your boat. Your draft in relation to the water depth. This should be a no-brainer. You need water depth to operate your boat no matter how big or small it is. The only difference is how much water depth you need. And if there isn't much, going fast can be dangerous and expensive. Well, there you have it. Hopefully this course will have given you a better understanding of the rules of the road so that they'll make much more sense to you. If you enjoyed this segment on the rules of the road, then be sure to try some of our other programs like Requirements for Recreational Boaters, Aids to Navigation, Basic Navigation, or How to Handle Emergencies. And of course, all of these courses and so much more can all be found together in one place, Smart Boating, our most popular course ever. It's been a pleasure having you with us. I'm Captain Steve. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you out on the water.